Censorship is out the window. This is our spoiler video.
This is where we're going to talk about all spoilers in the movie. We might not, catch every single thing that happened in the movie, but if you haven't seen the movie or you don't want to hear spoilers, get out. All right, let's get into our favorite parts of this movie.
Alright, my favorite part was literally like all of Captain America's hand-to-hand combat scenes. They were just intense and really cool. Some is like acrobatic almost, some of the stuff he did, and it was really, really cool, I thought.
Yeah, because, we don't realize, in the comics, Captain America is not only, has, stamina and agility, he's a martial artist. A lot of people don't know that, but in the comics, he's a martial artist, and they didn't, they haven't really shown that a lot in the other movies, but they showed it off in this one. He's a martial artist, so he knows how to...
Maybe they made that illusion, because Falcon did say, he's like, if you want to get out of this business, what would you go into? He's like, do whatever you want, and he's like, I don't know what I want, and then Falcon said, martial arts.
Yeah.
Get into
like,
martial arts.
WWE fighting or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
he said ultimate fighting.
Yeah. So it would be a good idea for Cap that he would beat everybody.
I was gonna say there would be no competition.
But,
Winter Soldier joins.
Yeah.
He'd make a lot of money. But what was your favorite part of the movie, Josh?
My favorite scene was when Winter Soldier was pretty much released on the highway. They were driving the car and they were getting harassed, and he just like, out of nowhere.
And he throws Sitwell into the...
Yeah, he throws Sitwell into a truck.
He had a bad day.
I was gonna say, he gets kicked off a building,
Yeah.
Falcon catches him, and then boom, boom.
My favorite part of the movie, or my favorite scene, was when Nick Fury was in his SUV and it was being attacked, by the undercover police officers and all that, and they were slamming in with that almost like a cannon thing. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
they just kept slamming.
A battering ram.
Yeah, it was a battering ram.
Like an
but it was like automatic.
Automated.
And it
really powerful.
And it just kept smashing it. It was like 33%, 19%. They were shooting at. I mean, his car is like a Batmobile. It is just completely strong, and it can tell you what's going on.
Yeah, just giving him updates like Iron Man's Jarvis did,
and saying air conditioning's fully functional, which was hilarious. And I loved like there was brutal action in that scene. When the cars were slammed by the trucks, like they died when that happened.
Yeah, all those police officers. Well, they were corrupt police officers, but all those policemen died.
Or police officers. And then when he was driving down the street, and then he's driving, get me off the grid, and he sees the Winter Soldier, and it's in that the music gets kind of creepy. It's slower.
It slows down.
It gets clear because it was blurry, and then it gets clear, and you see him.
Was it blurry because of it? Like that we saw what Nick Fury saw with his one eye.
I think with one eye, and then with the shattered glass.
Yeah, the shattered glass.
I think that's what he really saw.
That's what he saw.
And also how far he was away from it. And then we showed it, like what they want you to see in the movie is the Winter Soldier, and when he shoots the gun.
So that was awesome cinematography.
Yeah.
That scene, especially at the beginning, when the police officers were all chasing him, the cinematography was interesting because they had the camera like at street level, like the bottom of the street, looking up at the cars.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting, and Captain America brought in a different dynamic that a lot of the Marvel films haven't brought in, and not a knock on the Marvel films. I'm just saying they haven't brought some of that stuff in. When Anthony Mackie's character was having the PTSD meetings for all the veterans. I liked that. They hadn't done something like that in a Marvel film before. It was I don't know. It had a real feel.
It was very real because it's not just someone focused on a superhero. It had real stuff happening. These real life heroes going through consequences and stuff.
It gave you something that Thor couldn't, because Thor is just crazy, mythical, lightning, other dimension type stuff. Iron Man is arrogance and all that. He's not for the little guy, whereas Anthony Mackie's character is with the,
Well, Iron Man was like that, because the third Iron Man, the end credit scene was like his post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
From that, what all happened to
and when he went to Tennessee.
Or from Avengers.
When he went to Tennessee and he had the, that you did experience some of that.
Yeah.
But, which I did like for Iron Man 3. I thought Iron Man had a new dynamic, too. But I think Captain America and the Winter Soldier aside from Iron Man and Avengers, I think it's the best Marvel movie, and I think it is better than Avengers. It's tied for me with Iron Man 1, but it is basically my favorite Marvel film aside from Iron Man, which it's tied with. So it's my favorite Marvel film. It was phenomenal. The special effects were so
It's really good. The use of Falcon and Black Widow were phenomenal to the story. Especially Black Widow, because she was like portrayed she wasn't objectified in this movie like she typically was.
It's very easy to objectify Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, putting her on the screen.
And no matter who's playing Black Widow, it's really easy to objectify Black Widow because the character in the comics is just
Objectified.
So it's very easy, but she showed that she could be BA and go crazy. I mean,
strong character.
Hitting people with pipes.
She can take a
She
shot.
can do her own thing. She can beat all the people up.
Another scene I loved is when she jumped on the guy on the boat and electrocuted him.
Oh, yeah.
She used her electric. She hasn't used those since Iron Man 2, and she barely used them really.
I
like when she.
Yeah, those were
on
on
her
her. Yeah.
I like when she jumps on Winter Soldier. Did she know he was a super soldier, or did she just have that much confidence?
I think she just had confidence.
Yeah.
And I wonder if in the future films they're going to introduce the super, because Black Widow is supposed to have a super soldier serum in her too, and obviously they explained that she was born in 1984. I don't know if you guys noticed. So she's 30, but in the comics she was like 90, and her aging had slowed down. Same thing with Nick Fury. All Nick Fury, Cap, Winter Soldier, Black Widow were all like in their 90s and have been. Nick Fury was in his hundreds.
They were all from the World War II era.
Yeah. Well, Nick Fury is from World War I.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, they were all.
He had some experience.
Yeah, Nick Fury. I mean, they're all now they're younger. They're actually the age they look, except for Cap. Winter Soldier. But Black Widow and Nick Fury are the age they actually look. We learned that from MODOK, or the Winter Soldier's version of MODOK.
Arnim Zola.
Arnim Zola's consciousness moved into the computers because he had a terminal illness from the 90s. It's basically transcendence.
His mind was worth saving, so when his body and all that was dying, they transferred him.
So he knows everything.
Computers.
And he said they're basically Hydra plays a huge role in this, and Hydra is basically the Illuminati. Because people are saying the Illuminati.
They know everything.
They've done everything anything bad that's happened in the last 2,000 years has been because of the Illuminati.
Anything good if it influences something bad.
Since
they orchestrate everything, they know everything.
Just to clear that up, what you mentioned, the Hydra is a huge part, and they have a bunch of moles in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So
and that was interesting because you knew S.H.I.E.L.D. had some low morals, but you didn't know S.H.I.E.L.D. had a bunch of corrupt, evil people. So S.H.I.E.L.D. has been slowly since World War II, because it's been around since then. Because Iron Man's dad and whoever Tommy Lee Jones' character and some other people, they created S.H.I.E.L.D. And over time, the last 70 years, it's just been growing and growing, and Hydra has taken a hold of it. So,
and in fact, Hydra was the reason one of the founders, I think probably all the founders died. Tony Stark's dad died in a car crash due to Hydra.
They showed a picture of him.
So they've still been alive since World War II.
Yeah, they're just
first
around.
movie.
And Robert Redford's character, Alexander Pierce, is evil. What did you think about Robert?
Was he the head? He was the head of Hydra, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, S.H.I.E.L.D., but they didn't really. Was he the head of Hydra? Because
he was the secretary. I remember they said secretary.
What happened to Red Skull?
Red Skull's not dead. He hasn't been proven dead. He got sucked into the Tesseract. He got into another dimension. So either he died or he's not dead. And
I thought Robert Redford's character would be Red Skull. He still could be, actually.
He still could be.
He got shot, and what if he just survived? He fakes his own death.
Yeah. What did you guys think about him playing Alexander Pierce?
Oh, I thought he was great. He's a great actor.
Yeah, it was great.
I thought he was wonderful.
His scenes were always there were some of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah,
because he has
some great lines.
He has presence, and that's why he kind of demanded the presence of the scene. So no matter who was in it, he was always the main character.
He was a pretty good fit for that undercover evil person because he's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's kind of a badass, talking to all the council members, just like Nick Fury did in Avengers, especially, and he kind of took that role on.
And when he killed his maid. And
Yeah.
when he did that, I was like, because when the maid came in, they all kind of stared at each other. I was like, he's not going to kill her, because that's what they would have done. Like if this had been a DC movie, I would be like, oh, he's going to kill her, or a James Bond movie, he's going to kill her. But I was like, oh, he's not going to do it. He's not going to kill her. It's a Marvel movie. And then he did it, and he shot her twice, and he did it, and he killed her in cold blood and said, I wish she would have knocked. And I couldn't believe that they did that. I was so glad. It was so refreshing. I hate to say it, so refreshing to see somebody get killed in a Marvel film, because there's just...
It brought real danger. I mean, that could have been anybody.
Because when you think about it, the high stakes. He can't... His maid, who he's probably had for years, couldn't even know about it. And he killed her. And it's just...
Wow, because she probably had a family.
Yeah.
That's like, where's mom now, or where's grandma?
Yeah, you could tell he did not want to kill his maid, because he's like, oh, I really wish you would have knocked.
But the secrets they had...
He was upset, but, I mean, still obviously killed her.
He killed her, and, and did he kill those people when Black Widow and Nick Fury were, getting into the password, they're going to leak everything onto the internet, and they said it was trending. Did he kill...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Did he kill those board members with the chest thing?
Yeah, they're all...
They died.
Oh, yeah,
he said,
sure if they died or
she
not.
said if she tried to take it off, she would have a 3-inch hole in her sternum.
Oh, so they died. So
But I thought she got...
She took it off, though.
She got shocked, though.
Did she turn it off by shocking it?
I think
she used her own...
She shocked herself.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she was like...
Because that's like her signature thing in the comics, is the shockers. It's really cool.
Just that, I liked that she was like undercover and that cool face thing.
Yeah,
that was insane.
That was awesome.
When she started kicking, I was like, "Ooh, Grandma has moves."
For a second, I was like, "Is that Peggy Carter?" Like undercover.
And she has like anti-aging serum too.
Black Widow was undercover as one of the council agents, and she went out of control, and then revealed that she was like a mask and a wig.
And in that scene, they were talking, and you could see the helicarriers, getting blown up and fighting each other in the background. It was just like there, and they were talking casually.
That's so true.
And it was just so awesome to see that in the background.
But I remember feeling like it looked like a video game. In a way, it kind of was like, ugh. I know it wasn't the focus, but
to me, I mean, some parts of Man of Steel look like a video game.
So I mean, evil and fight scene.
I mean, any superhero movie can look like a video game. I mean, it's just it doesn't bother me because it's
Amazing Spider-Man.
I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I mean, that could happen with it. I'm sure some parts of X-Men are going to. Guardians, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But
I kind of hope that does.
Yeah,
I want that cheesy.
But let's get into the characters. Aside from just Black Widow and Nick Fury.
Let's take on Falcon.
Falcon.
He's a new character in this movie. I thought he was really cool. His wings, I mean, he's awesome without the wings, but the wings were a really cool part of the movie.
The thing about Anthony Mackie in this movie is that he was, like you said, he was great with and without the wings, and his character seemed like a genuine good person, without the wings. He seemed like a decent, good.
I mean, in a way, he's like Captain America. He's a war veteran. That's how he got his start.
Fought for his country.
That's how he's a little superhero now, because he was in a Falcon division in the military.
Yeah, I really liked how he could relate. He gave Cap somebody he could honestly relate to.
Yeah.
Because that whole scene where he said that your bed feels like a marshmallow, you're going to fall
you
through.
could tell
they
knew
each
other.
other.
War-torn, and they were both
70 years apart, but they knew they had the same.
And that's why I really liked. Yeah, he could relate to that character. And that's probably why they grew so close.
Yeah, because I think Falcon or Sam Wilson became his new Bucky Barnes because he filled that void.
And yet, in the build in their relationship in the movie was so good, because even right when they met, they were taking laps in DC, both trying to stay in shape. And Captain America always passed him, and he goes on the left, and when he's like sprinting the whole time.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was really funny.
And he's like, he said and you could see, and that brings me to another thing about Captain America. You saw how powerful Captain America really is, because people always say, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk could destroy everybody on the rest of the team and S.H.I.E.L.D., but you really got to see how powerful Captain America was, because, aside from running through doors and things, You know, he ran 13 miles. They said in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
and then Iron Man, he was picking a fight with the wrong person.
Yeah.
Avengers. Yeah.
Because you know when we said Iron Man and Captain America for a second in Avengers, I was like, oh, Iron Man would beat him. But then I was like, looking back, Captain America, for one, has more tolerance on his body. Like he can take more. So I know you think, oh, he's a man. If he gets punches, it's.
And I mean, like you said, when he's busting through all those doors, that's not just the shield. The shield's not doing that. He's running through them, using that shield with all his leg power, all that power he has.
He's, he reminds me of Wolverine in a way. Like his body's just so strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just ramming through doors, doing martial arts. He was really showing off what he could do. I mean, that boat scene was amazing. Not just with Bad Truck the Leaper, but with just the people on the boat. Like when he would kick people.
It is the shield.
He kicked the people like straight 10 feet off the boat.
Did he kick somebody? He did kick somebody off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way that's unrealistic, but it didn't look unrealistic.
But you're dealing with a character like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what people have to understand. Is it's unrealistic, but it's unrealistic in the same way of a guy holding a hammer flying around. Because when you think about it, Captain America is not a regular human.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they say he has the power of 3 or 4 men. So 3 or 4 strong.
I was going to say pretty strong man.
Three or four strong men. So he's not he's not some regular guy. If you got into a fight with him, he would destroy you. So I mean he's Captain America. That's why he's on the Avengers. They wouldn't just put some guy wearing a tight suit running around with a shield if he couldn't do something.
Yeah.
He has a point. He can do something. And this movie really showed you what he could do. It was just great. Nick Fury had a lot more to do with this film. With his perceived death. I thought I love the scene when he gets shot in Captain America's apartment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was just because he just went through a lot in that day. He with the car. That was the same day as the car chase. And then he gets shot.
Winter Soldier.
And we learned so much more about him as a character, and he actually opened up more. He's not so mysterious.
Yeah.
He opens up to Captain America.
He says he has a wife.
Yeah.
I thought he was joking.
Yeah, remember, wasn't that the code word? Because he said, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
My wife, she left me, but with S.H.I.E.L.D. being...
Yeah.
Maybe he does have a wife. I feel like you wouldn't have a wife if you had a job like that.
And actually, I thought that was pretty genius.
What?
Because I thought he didn't have a wife, and then I realized that they were talking in code, and I was like, whoa, that was so cool, I want to talk in code.
Yeah. But yeah, he had the wife, and when he got shot, even though he didn't die, that's when you could tell the movie just got darker. Because he just
Yeah.
just
He
shot.
thought he was gone.
Yeah.
So the whole thing got so much more real after that.
And they all felt you could feel the shockwaves throughout every character when he died.
Captain America was just shocked. He was angry. He wanted to go after Winter Soldier. Because Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, was crying.
Yeah.
Maria Hill, who I don't know if she knew. I think Maria Hill, if anybody knew, it was Maria
Was that
Hill.
Agent 13?
No, Maria Hill was
Cobie Smulders.
With the black or brown hair or whatever hair she is. I hope they cut it short. In the comics, it's short. But they, I think she might have been the one person who knew that.
I think she knew he faked his death.
Yeah, so I think she knew, but he had a lot to do. Even though he wasn't in all of the film, but when he came back, it's about time that you come back and find me, and then that was a big reveal for everybody because I had a feeling Nick Fury wasn't dead, just being that he's Nick Fury, and in the comics he's faked his death a billion times, so he does it all the time, and a lot of times he'll have AIs, too, to walk around while he's controlling them. But I thought that when they found him, it was really cool because I think it was a big reveal for a lot of people who didn't realize that he was back.
He can do that.
Yeah, and that moment was critical because it threw away all the hopelessness of the corruption of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they all rallied around Nick Fury being alive again.
Yeah,
I really liked Agent 13.
Yeah,
even just her couple of scenes.
Yeah, she's not a big role, but she's probably gonna be in Avengers maybe.
She's a very intense face.
Captain 3.
The actress.
Captain 3. Is that after Avengers?
Yeah, Captain 3 comes out in 2016, May 16th?
May 6th.
May 6th, 2016, right with Batman vs. Superman as of now.
Yeah, that's probably gonna move.
But I think that's what the next movie she'll be in. She won't be in Avengers. She might be in Avengers, but she'll have another very small role because they're introducing, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Ultron, and then you have the
Well,
other characters.
She could be like a semi-decent big role in Avengers because there's no more Shield, and
Yeah.
we saw that she moved to the CIA, so the CIA could have these relations with
Yeah.
all the superheroes in
She
the
could
world
be
now.
in it. She could be in it, but she's not going to have a big role.
Yeah.
But she could be in it because it was with the whole team, and then introducing 4 new characters and a big villain.
I mean,
and another villain.
obviously she won't have a big role because
Yeah.
she's not a superhero.
Yeah.
They'll have the big
People
roles,
get bored,
but
so I mean,
she'll have a decent side role, I think.
although I'm going to say I don't know. I think she might be Miss Marvel later on. I think she could become Miss Marvel later on.
Yeah, because
think
she's
they
so
do that?
mysterious in this movie.
And I don't know if she has
They
the
mess with the
powers
source
now,
material?
but maybe she, her being in the CIA, Miss Marvel was an Air Force pilot, so they could do something. She gets injured, they have to give her some Kree,
Like they did in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
yeah, some Kree blood or whatever, and now she can fly around, shoot, and be Miss Marvel, which would be awesome because Miss Marvel is a great character, and I think Marvel Cinematic Universe could benefit from her.
Oh, shit, they really could.
Because I mean, Black Widow's cool, but Black Widow can only do so much.
She's another level.
Miss Marvel
yeah, she just...
is, she's like, she could take on Thor. So I mean,
And Hulk, yeah, I remember seeing...
in
A
Iron
lot.
Man too. I mean, so it's, she's just another level. But that's that's a story for another time.
Let's talk about the Winter Soldier,
Yes.
Bucky Barnes.
I really liked his character for what he was when he had the history with Cap, and he really made that. He made Cap decide not to fight him at the end, and it was an internal struggle because he was doing all these terrible things, but he was brainwashed, so he didn't know he was doing wrong things. And Captain America, he couldn't hurt him because he didn't want to kill Bucky. But then I felt like he wasn't the real villain. The real villain was
Robert Redford.
Agent Pierce,
And
if
MODOK.
and if Winter Soldier wasn't in there, I feel like
MODOK gone now
No.
because they bombed that place.
MODOK's not gone. MODOK is his brain's in computers. He's gonna somehow
Is he
survive.
part of the internet? Is that how he's alive, or what?
I don't know.
Or is he on that flash?
I think they're just holding it for later.
Yeah, he'll be introduced again.
He's on some flash drive somewhere in the world being mailed. I don't know.
But I think the Captain America: The Winter Soldier, had it not been called The Winter Soldier,
It would have been the same.
it would have been the same movie.
That's
It's been called Captain America.
Two.
This is awesome.
Yeah, because the Captain America amazing.
And if Winter Soldier hadn't been in the movie, I think he needed to be in the movie. But
I think
don't know.
the added stakes for Captain America.
Well, the
more than
thing people
for
don't.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think that he needed to be in it for the reasons of he has to fight his friend.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't have him, it wouldn't have been the same struggle with Captain America. No, he was like an equal opponent, really. No one else could fight him.
It was kind of like when Thor has to fight Loki. That's your brother. You don't want to have to do this, but you have to put him back in line. So that's kind of what Captain America does with the Winter Soldier. You have to put him back in line.
Yeah, and just like in Thor, he refused to kill him because all the
Although by
sun-
Thor 2, he was willing because Loki just warned him out. But and I don't know what the Winter Soldier will do. I think the Winter Soldier is obviously Sebastian Stan is playing him, has a 9-picture deal, so he's only 2 movies into it. Now that doesn't mean he's going to be in 9 pictures. That means he's contractually obligated if the studio wants him to be in 9 pictures.
So yeah.
So he has 7 more if they want him to be in 7 more. I guarantee he's going to be in Captain.
Oh yeah, he's definitely.
Oh, he'll be in 3. You think he'll be in Avengers?
No.
He might be in Avengers 3
Yeah,
Okay,
he
okay,
definitely
I can see
be in
that.
Avengers too.
because he does.
Because they need to get his story.
Wait,
like
Because
in Captain
he
3.
becomes a hero.
remember Captain America was going after Bucky. So
Yeah.
what is he going to be doing in Avengers?
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't think he's going to.
Well, here's what I think.
He's wanted for so long on hold.
I think what happens in Avengers 2 is that he's going to be looking for Winter Soldier, but there's going to be such a big problem that they always because Bucky is a problem, but it's not a pressing problem. When Ultron comes, and when Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver come, with all these powers and Vision and Ultron and all this is going to come. It's gonna bring they're gonna have to come together, and he's gonna have to drop what he's doing.
That's going to be so good to see Iron Man react to becoming probably he's probably going to be the weakest. Because he can build suits, but these people have powers.
Yeah.
So without the suit, he's still vulnerable to all of them.
Well, I'm going to be interested in how Hawkeye and Black Widow
Fit in.
and even Captain America are going to fit in, because even though Iron Man does just have the suits, those suits are extremely powerful, and we saw the concept art with the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah, hopefully he built better suits.
But the thing about Scarlet Witch,
got
Scarlet Witch
hit by trucks.
Scarlet Witch is so powerful. I mean, she could really destroy all of them.
Yeah, because
I mean, she can control matter and
she can levitate all just
the suits. He could build suits for each one of the Avengers. Like
kind of
if any of them go rogue, he could be like that paranoid, like he was in
give them a
in
suit.
Iron Man 3, where he built like 45 suits.
What if he gave them a suit and then detonated it? He was like, "Hey, Scarlet Witch, take this."
yeah. But speaking of that, did you guys like the end credit scene?
Yeah, I liked it. I
really
think Scarlet Witch really
Yeah.
looked cool, but I don't know about Quicksilver. I mean, at least the set photos we've seen, I thought he looked kind of lame.
See, I think
He looks.
this was,
I mean,
Even
odd.
in the when he was running, like
I mean, it just looked like he
Yeah,
was running and stopping in front of the
yeah,
wall.
it kind of seemed like he was like
we can only
Dashing.
go so far in the cell. So
Right, but I
that
mean,
didn't bother me.
it didn't look like he was trying to get out. It looked like he was just running from wall
Yeah,
to wall.
I don't know why
I think
he was-
because he was crazy. I think. I mean, remember they're testing on them, and they're
I think
little
he's
small
like
cages.
brainwashed.
Brainwashed, tested in a small cage. That's going to drive anybody crazy. And somebody with powers, yeah, he's going to be running around. That didn't bother me.
it just bothered me that it looked really cheesy.
Oh, see, it didn't look cheesy to me. I thought it was fine. I think that's the best way to show that he's moving fast instead of because I mean you could just say, "Oh, I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back. Hey guys, I just ran around the world. I'm back. I'm back."
You see me do it again?
Like that SpongeBob. Yeah, but you know, so so I think that's the best way to show that. I don't know how. I saw X-Men. You know, they showed it a little bit. You could kind of see him moving, but I think it's kind of cool how he leaves like streaks.
Yeah, but I felt so. It felt so Speed Forcey with Flash. Like that's why he leaves streaks. They're
But-
great.
They'll
He
perfect
does
it
remind
with
me of
Avengers.
Flash.
You know, it might not look like that in Avengers. So I mean, we don't know. And I liked Scarlet Witch when she. Put
That's why I said I
together.
really liked Scarlet Witch way more than Quicksilver.
And
did.
it
I mean, yeah, and then
shows you the power.
with Scarlet Witch, I wonder how powerful they're going to make her because I know she did those little boxes, but can she crush Iron Man?
Yeah, because I mean, in the comics, I mean, she can just.
They've shown
destroy.
And-
all the photos were of her levitating things.
And wait, that's the thing though. I think a lot of people that end credit scene went completely over like everyone's head. They have no idea who they are.
Yeah, most people don't know. I mean, I had one friend, you, and then I
twins.
also had another friend who we were like the only people who knew who Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. For one, half the theater walked out. I'm like,
Yeah. Okay. Warning. There are 2 end credit scenes. Stays for them.
Yeah.
One of them's immediately, and then one of them's actually has a big long credit. So stay the extra 5 minutes for the second end credit scene.
And I was
Yeah,
thinking
look at the
when people
credits.
walked out, I'm like, how do you walk out of a Marvel movie after that? I did not know this.
That's so yeah.
I mean, they're walking out and half the people are staying.
For one, they do it
General
in just about
public.
every superhero movie. I think the only one they haven't done, like Man of Steel, maybe.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expects it.
Yeah, but like every Marvel movie, and when I say Marvel movie, I mean Marvel as in not
Yeah,
just studios.
X-Men
I mean
does it.
X-Men, Sony, Spider-Man,
I
Fox.
mean, really, that should be part of like the news. Not like the news, but I mean, they should advertise that there are end credit scenes. I
yeah,
mean,
because a lot of people walk out and it gets you so excited for the next one. Because after
Yeah.
I saw that, I mean, I wanted to see Captain America: The Winter Soldier again because I loved it. But I was so excited about Avengers 2 after I saw that. And the second end credit scene, got me excited for Captain America 3 because it's showing you that Bucky Barnes is still around. He's going to still be looking. He's trying to find out about himself. So both end credit scenes had meaning to them. You know, it
Yeah.
wasn't like Thor coming back hugging Natalie Portman.
Oh gosh.
Or it wasn't like Iron Man talking to the Hulk, which were fine.
I like that one though.
I liked it, but it didn't have any implications. Whereas
I think it might.
I mean, it just shows that they're
That he's
friends.
still dealing with it. Yeah.
It just shows that they're friends.
I guess so.
And the Thor one, it teased Guardians of the Galaxy, which was good. It was weird, but it was good. That it had implications. The second one didn't have any meaning. The Captain America ones both had meaning, which is why a lot of people are saying this is like Avengers 1.5 because this movie is so connected to the last Avengers and is so connected to the next Avengers.
And it's not bad in that way because some people can say it would feel like a commercial. This didn't.
It's not the
It didn't feel like a commercial.
This
for
movie
Avengers.
is a superhero masterpiece.
I think first they laid out the story and then they made sure it connects somehow.
Yeah.
Because it's a solid story.
And just the acting is so just phenomenal.
Yeah,
everybody's good.
they did a really good job of not forcing the connections. Like if they tried to plot it out with connections, that probably would have been terrible. But they went for a real story that connected.
And I'm not saying this movie's going to get nominated for Best Picture, but this was just such a good movie.
I mean,
it wasn't just a good superhero movie. It was a good movie.
I mean,
if it does somewhat,
and that in a way that is terrible because superhero movies don't get nominated for stuff like that.
That's the thing about these. Because I really want superhero movies to break into the Oscars, you know. But because there's been a really good ones. You know, there's been X2, there's been Avengers, there's been Dark Knight. You know.
I mean, and yeah, I agree it should, but then people would get upset. Oh, they just won because the fan base, it's pop culture, blah blah blah. It wasn't actually a good movie. You know, people are always going to complain and think.
But movies like Dark Knight, The Winter Soldier, X2, they make you think. You know, this movie, you couldn't just come in and expect explosions and fight scenes. You know,
Transformers.
Transformers. That's what. Sorry, Michael Bay, if you're watching.
Love your stuff.
Shia LaBeouf.
Love your stuff.
or Shia LaBeouf.
he probably would, but he doesn't do any jobs anymore.
No, I love your stuff too.
Yeah, that paper bag he wore.
But not famous anymore. Or he said nobody.
He'll be back.
But he was right. I don't care about him anymore. I never did. But
That's true.
Anyway, all right. Let's give our final thoughts again with the movie.
Okay, so my final thoughts are that the movie was great. It was easily the best Marvel film. Easy 9 out of 10. Definitely go see it multiple times. Just support the movie. It was that good.
Yeah.
All right. I agree. It's a really good movie. Marvel honestly does keep getting better. The story was great. I definitely recommend going to go see it, and I rated a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a great film, very relevant film. Great acting, great action, great character development, great character dynamics with each other. It was just a great film. Definitely worth your money. Definitely go see it more than once, you know. Although if you're watching this, you probably have seen it, I hope.
Yeah.
And go see it again, because I'm going to see it again. You're going to see it again. We're all going to see it again.
To see it.
It's just a great film. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And I don't think it's as easy to get past Marvel films' greatness as Josh does. I think like films like the original Iron Man and Avengers and Thor were really good films. So I don't think it's that.
I said they were good.
You don't like sequels as much.
Yeah, but I don't think it's pretty easy to get past.
They were good, but this one was just way.
Well, yeah.
It was just on another level.
It was on another level. But yeah, so it was 9.5 for me out of 10. See it again. I loved it.
All right, thanks guys. Comment and subscribe.
And
give us a like.
Stay film smart.